All right. So I'll hang on a couple of minutes. Oh, hey, we got some people watching. This is exciting. I've been watching the videos on this page and have been blown away by how some of these people are just so knowledgeable in their particular fields, and it's so cool to be able to have a platform like this where people can share that knowledge and sense of empowerment, which is awesome. I might get started just because I have a feeling, I'm such a chatterbox, by the way. I have a feeling that I might go over my allocated time, so I'm gonna make sure that I do not do that, and I will get started. So for those of you who don't know me, and there's a whole lot of you on this group, so I'm sure there's a bunch of you who don't, my name is Darielle. I am a life coach. I'm a behavior consultant, and I have also studied psychology, so I've got a psych background. And I'm currently running my own little side biz called the Wanderlust Stage. And it's something that is, it's like my baby. I'm so passionate about it. The whole purpose of creating the Wanderlust Stage was to provide safe, non-judgmental spaces for people to work through stuff that is holding them back, and also to help people feel capable and empowered. So this is totally my jam, this whole let's empower a large group of people thing. This is so my jam. Usually I'll be speaking in front of a large group of people and not on camera, so please excuse me if this seems a little bit unnatural to me, but I'm also a very passionate and honest person, so if I drop a tiny little swear word every now and again, my sincere apologies. It's just because I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. Before we get into it, like really into it, if you have a notepad or a piece of paper and a pen, if you could grab that for me, that would be amazing. I am gonna ask you to jot some things down, not as though this is like a lecture and you need to take notes. Oh, hi Julie. I love that people are interacting, this is great. I would love for you to just take note of what it is that you feel like will benefit you from this session, but also I highly encourage writing things down, because we are more likely to action them when we write them down. That's just how our brains work. So I hope we are all ready for this. Self-care, let's do it. The session is titled Cutting the Fluff when it comes to self-care. This is something that I'm so passionate about. I feel like self-care can be really fluffy. And so can the wellness industry at times, let's be honest. Sometimes the terminology used and the way that people go about doing things is just so fluffy, and it almost seems scripted. So I am the opposite of that. I'm very much not scripted, and I very much like people to understand that there's so many different ways to do one thing. So when it comes to self-care and me cutting the fluff, I would like to help you guys understand that there's about a million different ways that you can take care of yourself, and the way that you care for yourself might be very different to the way that other people care for themselves. All right, and that's okay. That's a good thing, because we are all different. So I thought I might start off by chatting a little bit about what self-care is. Right? And I'm sure you guys know, because geez Louise, it's all over the shop. Everyone's talking about self-care. So to me, it is simple. Self-care is simple. It's the ability to put yourself first, and it's also the ability to know when you need to put yourself first. So to have that awareness, that self-awareness. So I also like to think, really importantly, that I like to think of self-care as a preventative tool, as well as something that you can use when you're not feeling 100%. So when I say it's a preventative tool, I'll get more into this later, but I feel as though it's something you can implement into your days so that you don't get to the point where you need self-care. Like you don't get to the point where you come home and you're like, oh, I just need a glass of wine, or I just need a bubble bath, or I just need this. We want to be implementing self-care throughout your day so that you're not getting to like that desperate point of, oh, I just really need this. yeah, so it can be a preventative tool as well, which is great. So yeah, let's get into what I said. Self-care is just very much being able to put yourself first and having the awareness to be able to do that and knowing why it benefits you. I think there is a misconception that self-care has to cost a lot of money, and that it is a spiritual experience. It totally can be. It can cost a lot of money and it can be spiritual, but it can also be so simple. And I'm actually modeling the correct behavior here. So I've had a really long day, and all I could really think about at the end of, you know, all of the visits with the mums and the mum-in-laws was just like chilling out and chatting and having a glass of wine. And it's just really something that I wanted. So, you know, I poured myself a glass of vino and I'm gonna be, you know, having a couple of sips while I chat to you guys. For me, this is a form of self-care. It's not something that I rely on. It's not something that I need, but it's something that's gonna make me happy, right? So self-care is not necessarily something that we need in our lives to be okay. It's something that we know is gonna make us happy. So yeah, it does not necessarily have to be spending a whole heap of money. I know that fitness studios and wellness people might tell you that, you know, exercise is a form of self-care. More specifically, very expensive Pilates classes are a form of self-care. Yoga and purchasing a yoga membership might be a form of self-care. They 100% are, but there are forms of self-care that do not cost money, do not take up a whole heap of your time, and do not require you to be a spiritual being. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about those today. I just want to touch on, so I work with clients one-on-one on a very regular basis. A lot of my clients are mums, which I love working with mums. And also a lot of my clients are very busy people. So they've got a lot going on. They might be running their own businesses. They might be studying. They might have a full-time job and some other side projects going on. But in essence, they're busy people. So when it comes down to it, their biggest excuse, and I don't want to call it an excuse, but it kind of is, the biggest excuse for not putting themselves first and not implementing self-care into their lives is, I don't have enough time. All right, so I would love it. Let's start interacting because I hate just talking at people. Can you give me like a thumbs up or a like or a something if you feel like you don't have enough time to self-care? So I'm gonna wait for you guys to respond and let me know if you feel like you do not have enough time to take care of yourselves. All right, so that is 100% the biggest block when it comes to a lot of people is not being able to, yay, awesome. So not being able to find the time or make the time to be caring for themselves. So this is something that I am so passionate about navigating through, because you will always have enough time to put yourself first. You will always have enough time to take care of yourself. It's just about prioritizing what it is that is more important each day and slotting things in an easy, efficient way. All right, so we're totally gonna get into some tips and tricks in regards to caring for yourself and little easy things that you can do and implement into your day to make you just a generally happier person, but also to help you understand just how easy it can be to implement self-care into your daily routine. All right, so what I might do, guys, is I'll get you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or a notepad and a pen, and I'm gonna get you to write these down. I have written them down myself because I love them so much. And I'm gonna be implementing them as well. So these are awesome little tips and tricks for you to be able to implement self-care into your day in easy ways. All right, so I understand that, you know, a lot of you might be mums, a lot of you might have really busy schedules. I want to be able to make it easy for you to put self-care into your schedules, okay? So let's get into it. Oh, I've got such a good list here. And now before we get into this list, I want you to understand one thing. And this is something, again, that I've just so bloody passionate about. It is that we are in charge of how happy we are. Really blanket statement, really broad statement. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. If you think that you are the only one who is responsible for your happiness, right? Let me know if this is, yeah, okay, cool. If you don't agree, that's totally okay as well. Now, I'm coming from a full-on psych background when I talk about this. So let's think about it. Our emotions, they are created and controlled by us. Things that happen outside of us might influence the way that we might process something. Yes, I love it. Okay, oh, awesome. Yes, 100%, thank you. So things outside of us might influence the way that we process things, the way that we perceive things, and then the way that we feel about them, right? It might influence us, but it will not control our emotional response. Right? What controls our emotional response is ourselves. We learn to react to things in different ways over time and over the years. However, we can unlearn those things if they are not beneficial for us. So we can learn to take more control of how we feel about things. And the reason why I am outlining this is because when it comes down to happiness, you do not need to rely on others to make you happy. Right? It's nice when you do, right? It's nice when you're surrounded by people that make you feel good. And it's nice when your partner does the right things for you and makes you feel great. And it's nice when your work supervisor acknowledges the hard work that you've done and you feel supported and acknowledged and you feel accomplished. Those are all great things. But we need to be in a space where we don't have to rely on others to feel those feelings. Right? And the reason why is because at the end of the day, we are the ones who are in control of our feelings. So why not have us be in a space where we can make ourselves feel happy and not need to rely on someone else to do it, right? That's the ultimate goal. I feel like when it comes to self-development and it comes to like having a really great mindset, I think the number one goal is having the ability to make yourself happy and knowing how to do that. Okay, so I want you to remember that when we're going through this list of tips and tricks that you're gonna write down, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that all of these things are giving you a sense of control, right? You're in control of whether you're doing these things or not. And then you're in control of whether you want to feel happy when you're doing these things. And like 9 times out of 10, the list that I'm giving you, it's really hard not to be happy whilst doing these things. So keep in mind, you're taking a little bit of control back right now. So you're feeling like you're more in control because you are consciously like scheduling in activities that are making you feel good. Thus, you are in control of your happiness, right? Okay, so let's get into it before I get too philosophical. I would hate for that to happen. Okay, so number 1, please have your pen and paper ready. I'm so excited for this. Number 1 is, this is my favorite tip ever, and I've started to do it so much, like so much. So when you know that you've got a busy day, or when you know that your days can be stressful or hectic, I want you to do one really important thing. Wear a happy piece of clothing. Okay, so this is something I do all the time. Okay, so if I know that I'm gonna have a stressful day, I've got this pair of like white polka dot boots that I'll put on, and every single time I look down throughout my work day, I look at those boots and I smile because I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking love these boots, they're awesome. There could be bright, colorful things that you have in your wardrobe that just make you feel happy in general when you look at them. Put those clothes on the days that you know that you're gonna need to wear those clothes. And the days that you know when you are gonna need a little bit of a pick-me-up and you're gonna need to feel good about yourself. Put on clothes that make you happy. Happy clothes, all right? And I've got so many. This scarf is totally one of them. So without this scarf, right, I'm feeling pretty bland. Like I'm comfortable as all hell, but I'm feeling pretty bland. I put this scarf on because I knew today it gave me like a little bit of a pop of color, but it also like whenever I look at it, it just like, it like induces joy in me and I feel really good about it. So I've got a few items of clothing that I'll bring out when I know that I need to wear happy clothes. So find something in your wardrobe that induces happiness, put it on a day that you need it, right? Okay, second thing, and that is totally in control, like in your control, by the way. You know, what you wear has nothing to do with anything else. I mean, obviously, if you've got a strict kind of work guideline as to what it is that you can wear at work and that sort of thing, I mean, abide by that. But there's always a little wiggle room to be able to pop some color or pop some fun into your wardrobe. Okay, this is good. Okay, this second tip, eat your lunch outside, right? This is my favorite. Okay, and this is something that I've started doing a lot as well lately, is taking my time to go outside and eat my lunch or have my tea breaks outside. For those of you that are not working, totally okay, go outside and eat your lunch. Yeah, or go for a walk and sit in a park and eat your lunch. Being outdoors during breaks is gonna induce so much happiness in you. Number one, you're getting fresh air, right? Great for everyone. Number two, you are taking in nature. You're looking around you and you're seeing beautiful things around you, which I love. And you know, there's so much outside that is just going to induce happiness. Yes, and we've got Julie is saying vitamin D. Yes, I was totally getting to that. I love that. So vitamin D, getting some sunshine, that is good for both your health and your mental health. But also just the ability to see your lunch break or see your lunch as something that you have to look forward to as well. So it's something that you are actually enjoying and you're actually taking advantage of. So I work in an office during the week. This is a new thing, picked up a new full-time job, real hectic, but loving it. And I am not used to sitting at a desk all day and working in an office. And it confuses me. And I initially then just started eating lunch at my desk because it was easier. And then I realized we actually have this real sick balcony at work. So you kind of have to like take your lunch early to get a spot on the balcony. So I've actually started taking my lunch earlier just so I can be outside for lunchtime, right? Because I know it makes me feel better. And I know it's gonna just make me feel better throughout the rest of the day. Okay, so eat lunch outside, that's number two. Number three, oh, I like this. Okay, wake up earlier, right? Oh, I love this, Shannon. Just quickly dropping in to thank you for contributing. Oh, thank you so much, Shan. You're awesome. Love this. Oh, and Marie loves wearing bright colors. Yes, have for years. Maybe at 65, I don't care what others think about it. Do you know what? I'm at 30, I don't care what others think about it either. That's a good headspace to be in. Okay, so we're at number three. Wake up 15 minutes earlier, all right? Or 10 minutes earlier, or 5 minutes earlier. This is gonna help you do a few things. Number one, it's going to help you not rush. When you start your day off rushing, you're going to not be in the best headspace, right? When you're rushing around trying to get things done quickly, trying to get ready for work, you're not feeling calm, you're not feeling like prepped and ready for your day. You feel like you're running at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and that is not good for anyone, right? It's not good for you, it's not good for the workplace that you're about to step into, and just generally not good for your mental health to rush, okay? So waking up 15 minutes earlier can help you just take your time with things. It can also help you to include some time, like some self-care time in the morning. So make yourself a cuppa, go sit outside, drink your cuppa, chill out before you start your big day, all right? Like this can make the world of difference. The way that you start your day can just make the biggest difference in regards to how you're gonna feel throughout the rest of the day. Everyone knows that, right? Everyone knows that if you start your day off real good, you're probably gonna have a really good day. You start your day off crap, you're probably gonna have a really crap day. That's just how it works, right? All right, so set ourselves up for a really awesome day by waking up earlier, not rushing, having a bit of self-care time in the morning. And this is especially for the mums as well. If you know what time your kids wake up before your kids, right? It might be really early, but trust me, you will thank yourself for doing it, right? So wake up a little bit earlier before the kids are up, have your downtime, have some time with a cuppa outside or some relaxing music, or just sit and meditate. Do whatever makes you happy, but know that you have that time to yourself before the kids get up, right? Okay, awesome. We are up to number 4. I hope you guys are writing these down, but if you're not, I totally understand. And I will 100% comment on the video below, and I will, I'll let you guys know what they are. I'll write them below. Right, I needed a sip of wine. That was my self-care in between the video. Okay. Number 4. Oh, this is my favorite, and it's so in line with everything on this page because it's all about gratitude. All right. So go for a walk during your day. Make time to walk in your day. Step outside, go for a walk, and actually smell flowers. Right? It sounds so simple and it sounds so cliche, but I have started doing this a lot, and as I get older, I start to appreciate it more. But when I go for walks with my partner, just one partner, all the time, and I will stop to smell flowers, and it just gives me this like overwhelming sense of gratitude. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this flower's beautiful. And then I start to notice other beautiful plants that just make me really happy. So I want you to focus on gratitude when you're stepping outside, because there is so much to be grateful for when you're outside, but you could so easily go for a walk and not notice any of it. You could go for a walk, be like, I'm walking to exercise. I'm going to quickly walk around the block. I'm going to listen to my music. I'm going to come home and resume my day. Or you can go for a walk, stop, take everything in, and really appreciate it. Chances are you're going to get more out of that walk. I love this, Marie. I can see you will enjoy retirement and waking up when you want to. Yes, Marie, I love that. I'm very much looking forward to retirement. Also, I love what I do for a living. But retirement's going to be great, and I love that. Love that. All of the smiles from Happiness Co. Thanks, guys. All right, so we are up to number 5. We've got 10 of these, by the way. Didn't tell you how many there were. All right, number 5. Oh, yes. So stop scrolling through social media if it is killing your vibe. All right, this is one of my favorite things to help people with, right? If you feel as though it is killing your vibe to be scrolling through social media and catching up on what everyone had for breakfast and what their bikini body looks like, whatever else, if it is not inducing happiness in you, take a break. Don't do it, right? Go do something else that you know will make you feel happy. I feel like, especially when we've got like a little bit of spare time, like maybe after we finish a long day of work, we come home and then we are like, oh, I just need to chill out. And then we get onto the couch and then we start scrolling through our social media just to know, what's going on with everyone. Yet I don't know that all of the time it induces happiness in us. Sometimes it's just like, oh, that person had such a good day. They didn't have to work today. They went to the park, got a beautiful coffee. So if it is not inducing happiness in you, please take breaks and don't be doing it as often, especially in your downtime. That downtime should be taken advantage of. That should be your happy time. So yes, don't do things that are killing your vibe, namely scrolling through the socials. However, if it does make you feel good to keep up and stay connected with everything that's happening on your social media, you go to town, please. Everyone is different, but keep in mind that if it does not induce joy in you and you honestly find that you're like comparing yourself to others and you're not enjoying the experience in itself, you do not need to do it. You can put your phone down. All right, cool. All right, let's go. We are up to number 6. Oh, okay. I'm so excited to tell you guys about this one. So excited that I'm gonna have another sip of wine. All right, I hope you guys don't mind me having my wine during our live. All right, so number 6, write yourself cute notes. All right, this is one of my favorite things to do. And legit, so I run a self-development program for kids, which I'm so passionate about and I love so much. And last week, our topic was self-esteem. And I actually got the kids to do this. This was their challenge for the week. So their challenge for the week was to, every night when they went to bed, was to write something like a really cute note to themselves and pop it up like on a post-it note and pop it up somewhere that they would see it first thing in the morning, right? And it helped them with a few things. Number 1, it put them in a really bloody good mood when they went to bed because they knew that they were going to wake up in the morning and see something cute from themselves, all right? That was the first thing. And then it also helped them start their day right. Right? So they woke up in the morning, the first thing that they saw is this gorgeous, cute little note that they wrote for themselves, and they just had the best start to their day. So the same way that someone else might write you cute notes, like your partner might leave you something cute like on the kitchen table when he leaves for work, or you know, you might get a cute little note from your mum, or you might get a cute little note from your kids. You do not have to rely on other people to write you notes. You can 100% do it yourself, and I highly encourage you to do that. It's something that I've been doing on a regular basis for, yeah, as long as I can remember, really. And it's something that makes me feel good, especially if I know I've got a gnarly, hectic, crazy, busy day the next day, right? Because then I know that I'm going to be starting it in the best way possible. And then I'm also going to go to bed knowing that I'm going to be okay the next day. All right. So, I mean, give me a thumbs up if you would be keen to write yourself cute notes, because I would love for you guys to do it. It makes me so happy. It makes the kids that I work with so happy. And it's just, yeah, a gorgeous little activity for you guys to do. So I'm all about it. So that was number 6. We are on to number 7. Oh my gosh, see, I knew this would take me a long time. All right, I'm gonna smash through the rest of this. All right, number 7, surround yourself with or put energy into people that make you feel good. All right, so I'm here to tell you, we are no longer in primary school. We are no longer in high school. I'm gonna tie my hair up because I'm getting a bit warm. We are no longer forced to surround ourselves with people that we don't enjoy, right? I mean, maybe in the workplace, that's a little bit different. But outside of that, we are in control mostly of the people that we surround ourselves with. I do cute notes sometimes, and I see your point. Love that, Marie. Thank you. I love it. It's so useful. So again, guys, we are in control of who we surround ourselves with on like a social basis, right? And how much energy we put into those people. If you are consciously putting energy into people that make you feel drained, that make you feel like you're being judged, that make you feel insecure, that make you feel tired in general, just being around them, you then are consciously making yourself feel that way, right? So if you have other people in your life that make you feel good, make you feel excited, make you feel supported, make you feel happy in general, focus more of your energy on those people. Because you know what it is that works for you. You know what makes you happy. You know the kinds of people that you need to be around to be able to, you know, be okay at most times. Like, surround yourself with people that make you feel good. It's your choice. Like, that's one of your choices. That's one of the things that's in your control. If you have the choice to do that on a very regular basis, that's great. You might just have a choice to do that on a semi-regular basis. It's still in your control. I know, and this is something, I'm gonna just take this off. Sorry guys, I'm getting warm. I don't know if it's the wine or I don't know what's going on. But I've had an issue at work recently where I've popped myself next to, well, I didn't have a choice, but I got sat next to a woman that is not my cup of tea. And that's fine. You know, people are not going to be your cup of tea in life, and that's okay. But this woman really likes to make conversation. Right? And she likes to chat to me, and she likes to tell me her opinions on life and on myself personally. And it's really uncomfortable, and it's not something that I feel great about. So I unfortunately don't have an option to not be sat next to her at work. So what I did for myself was, in those situations where I am surrounded by people that don't make me feel good, I take care of myself. So I went to Kmart, I bought a colouring in book, and now in between phone calls with clients, I am colouring in and I am making sure that I feel good about myself and I'm occupied, and it looks like I'm more occupied, so she's less likely to start conversations with me that make me feel a bit uncomfortable. So in an instance where you are surrounded by people that don't make you feel great, make sure you're taking care of yourself. All right, do little things for yourself that you know will make you feel better. All right, so again, we are not in high school. We get to choose who we spend our time with. Woohoo! All right, number 8. This is also one of my favorite things. So if you have ever done any work with me, I know that some of my clients are on this page, you would know that this is something that I challenge all of my life coaching clients to do. And given the restrictions have lifted a little bit in WA and are currently lifting, this is something that you can do. So number 8 is solo dates, right? Taking yourself out on dates. This is like my favorite thing in the world to do for self-care. So it's taking yourself on a coffee date and actually sitting in a cafe and drinking that coffee. It's taking yourself on a lunch date and actually sitting in that cafe or that restaurant and having lunch by yourself. It can go as far as going to see a movie on your own, and spending that time with yourself and watching that movie and just, you know, indulging in the movie and the popcorn and enjoying the experience on your own. Some people are even comfortable enough to go to a bar and have a drink on their own. Some people are comfortable enough to go eat dinner by themselves. Can you guys give me like a little bit of insight as to whether you would feel comfortable with any of those things? So it's something that I had to start feeling comfortable with when I moved to another country. Julie, yes, that's great. I love that. When I moved to another country and I didn't know anyone, and I was like, okay, so I can either just keep getting like takeout food and bring it back to my apartment and sit and eat it by myself, or I can be like an independent woman, and I can go out to a restaurant and actually just eat a meal on my own, because it's actually not weird to do that. It's okay. It just means that I'm comfortable and confident enough to be able to do that, and I enjoy my own company, and that's okay. Yes, Marie, solo dates work, love it. Michelle, I miss doing that with COVID. Yes, I know. Good news today though from Mr. McGowan in Perth, and he has let us know, if you guys are in Perth and watching, he's let us know that, you know, things will be opening back up shortly, which is really great, obviously with limits and rules and regulations, but I am most looking forward to taking myself on dates as well. Guys, taking yourself on dates does a few things for you. Number 1, it helps you rebuild a connection with yourself that you might have forgotten about. You're in your own company, and you kind of have to enjoy it because you're in your own company. You're not reliant on others to start conversation and help you feel engaged. You're kind of just relying on yourself. Number 2, gives you a sense of independence. It makes you feel really good about yourself because you're like, I don't need people to be able to do things like this. And the third thing that it gives you is like this sense of like overwhelming freedom. And again, just gives you that feeling like I actually can do whatever it is that I want to do, and this sense of confidence, because I don't need anyone else to do it with me, and I can do this on my own. So Maria's just said, I learned over 30 years ago I'd miss out if I didn't, right? So have you ever like sat at home on a weekend and been like, oh, like you're texting all your friends or like calling all your friends, like, I really want to do something. I really want to go out for a dinner. I want to go out for a drink. I really want to do something. I really want to socialize. I really want to go like indulge, you know, and no one gets back to you and you're like, oh, I wish I could just go out on my own, and go to a bar and go have a drink by myself and go to a restaurant and go have a meal by myself. I am here to tell you that you 100% can. The only negative thing that might come of it is people that are insecure looking at you thinking, what is wrong with that person? Because they don't understand that you are confident and awesome enough to go have a meal or go have a drink by yourself. I encourage you guys, when all of the restrictions are lifted, to go take yourself on dates. It's a really liberating, awesome feeling. I love it. Okay, we are up to, where are we up to? Oh, I think we're up to number 9. Okay, this one's simple, it's easy. You probably would have heard it, as many people talk about it when they talk about self-care. Disconnect, all right? Take breaks from technology. We are so stimulated all of the time, right? We are constantly flicking through our phone while we watch TV, while replying to an email, even at work, you know, there's a million things going on. You're really replying to an email, but you're thinking about what you have to do on your next client call. It's so common that we just are so overstimulated, and technology does not help that, because technology connects us to people. So we're connected to so many people all of the time. So I encourage you, when you can, to disconnect. That could come in the form of you turning your phone off and going for a 20-minute walk, right? If you're able to do that and not be connected to anyone for that 20 minutes. Or it could be going for a hike somewhere where you've got no service, you know, no mobile phone service. Just even sitting at home, watching TV or doing something, reading your favorite book and switching your phone off, or not having your phone with you, putting it in another room. Being disconnected is so bloody important because it helps us reset. It helps us like understand that we actually don't need to be connected to other people all the time to be okay, because we can just connect to ourselves. That is a great skill to learn. And I think these days it's so hard to see yourself as someone who's able to disconnect, but you 100% can. You've just got to find nifty little ways to do it. Marie, I turned notifications off over 2 years ago on all devices. I love that. I run a business and I don't have notifications on, right? So that's where I'm at. I'm still able to do that. Love that so much. Yep, me time. I decided I was in control, not my devices. That is 100% accurate. You are in control, and it is not your devices that are in control. I love that. Okay, last one, guys. This one is so important, and I mentioned it before. All right, so I want you, the final point of all of this, the final tip or trick is to help you to understand, and I want you to understand this so deeply, that you are in control of your happiness. The same way you're in control of your sadness, the same way you're in control of your excitement, the same way you're in control of your nervous feelings, right? So happiness is a feeling, right? You are 100% in control of it. It might not seem like it. External factors might be influencing you and making you feel as though you should be feeling a certain way. But I'm here to tell you that from a scientific standpoint, you are 100% in control of how you feel. Things might trigger you to feel a particular way for sure. And from learnt behaviors, you know that you should be feeling a particular way when something happens. But you can very easily rewire yourself and take care of yourself to a point where you know just how much you are in control, right? It's totally bloody doable. I'm not saying that you should never feel sad feelings. I'm not saying that you should never have negative feelings. Feel those things. Those are important. But also know that when you're ready, you also have the ability to make yourself happy again, right? And you don't need other people to do it for you. You do not need to rely on other people to make you a happy person, all right? You can do that all on your own. It's totally doable. Okay, that was deep, that last one. I loved it. Okay, let's get into something that I love doing. So I won't go over time, I promise. Something that I really love to do is set challenges for people, okay? So I love challenging people to focus on what it is that I've spoken about and share it, right? And I am gonna set you guys a challenge really quickly. Julie said, felt sad, my mum wasn't here today and started to feel sad, went outside in the garden, got some vitamin D instead and felt better. Oh, I love that, Julie. Like, as much as it is sad when you're missing loved ones. Like, I totally get it, and that's a normal human feeling. But knowing what you need to do for yourself in that moment to make yourself feel better is awareness, and it's bloody awesome. So you have that ability. You know what you need when you need it. That's awesome. That's like a superhuman power. I love it. Okay, so my challenge to you guys, all right? This is gonna be really fun and I'm really excited. So I want you to comment below if you guys have a daily planner or a weekly planner, if that's something that you own, or even if whether you use your phone for that. Like if you've got like an app on your phone that you use, or if you've got a calendar that you just like pop in all your activities and all the things that are going on for you. So I'd love for you to let me know if you guys have some sort of scheduling system to plan your stuff for the week ahead or for the day ahead. So I want you to comment in and let me know. Okay. So Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. This is awesome. So this challenge that I'm going to set you is, I mean, you guessed it, because I spoke about daily planners and schedules. It is scheduling in your self-care. Now, this is something that I get people to do on a regular basis. And I only get them to do it for a certain amount of time, because it's not necessarily something that we need to be reliant on. So when I say scheduling in your self-care, I mean legit scheduling in your week, your tasks that you need to get done, taking the kids to school, doing the laundry, whatever. I want you to schedule everything in, but in between all of that, at a particular time in your day, I would love for you to schedule in at least once every day next week. I would love for you to schedule in a little moment of self-care. So I love that. Marie said in my head plus written fun notes. I'm retired. I love that. Okay, you're going to write yourself written fun notes, Marie. But I would love for you guys to schedule in an exact time on an exact day and make time for yourself to take care of yourself. All right, so it might be that you're scheduling in a coffee date with yourself, or it might be that you're scheduling in a walk outside so you can smell the flowers. But every single day, I want you to do at least one thing and schedule that one thing in to make yourself happy. All right, and to take care of yourself and put yourself first. What happens when we schedule things in? Accountability. So we feel more likely or more kind of motivated to do that thing because we wrote it down. So we've kind of like made a promise to ourselves on a piece of paper, and if we don't keep that promise, we're going to feel a little bit bad about it. So when we write things down, we schedule things in, we are way more likely to do them because they're there on a piece of paper. We've made a promise to ourselves. We've said that we're going to do it. And I would love, love, love for you guys to do this. So if you can, for the next week or even just the next few days, if you can schedule in things that make your soul happy and schedule them in and do them, make it happen. Make this definitely something that you're doing in your day. As I said, scheduling helps us to stay motivated, helps us to actually complete tasks. But one of the awesome things about scheduling as well, and this is my favorite thing about scheduling, is crossing things off or deleting them once you've completed them. All right, this is so like gratifying for me. I get so motivated by the ability to like clear my schedule at the end of my day, or to like cross off things once I've completed them. So that's half of the making yourself feel good, is knowing that you've done it and congratulating yourself for it with a tick or a cross or a delete. All right, it's a little bit of positive reinforcement. So I would love for you guys to do this. If you do not have a daily planner and you do not have a weekly planner, I've actually got a cute little template of a daily planner that I'll post in the comments below, and feel free to use that if you would like to, and make sure that you note down the times per day that you're going to be doing these self-care things. So Marie said, never seem to take notice of my exercise note, no matter how pretty I make it. I love that. So I have to schedule in my exercise, or else I sometimes don't feel motivated to do it. But yes, I understand that is one of the harder things to be motivated to do. And yeah, Julia's like, yeah, I get you, Marie. I love that. One thing that I found, if I can step to the side a little bit, talking about exercise, the one thing that I have found is if I am not motivated to get up and do the exercise that I said I was going to do that day, I'll just get up and move my body in some other way, right? So there's always like so much pressure on us to do a particular type of exercise because we know it's really good for us, and you know we know that it makes us feel fit and makes us feel good. But you know, there's been several mornings, even last week, when I woke up and I was just not down for doing like intense cardio. So I ride a bike. That's what I do. I've got like a stationary bike that I ride, and I was just not down for it. So instead of doing that, I decided to go for a walk, right? Went for a walk down to the river in the morning, took like 20, 25 minutes of my time. I thanked myself for it because I got to see the beautiful sunrise. It was just lovely. But just know that just because you are not motivated to do the exercise that you thought you were going to do doesn't mean you can't just move your body in some other way. All right. So when it comes to motivation with exercise, number one, make sure it's something that is motivating in general and that you actually enjoy the exercise that you're doing. But also number 2, feel free to adapt it for whatever works for you that day. Okay. So the challenge, I hope you guys can complete this. I will paste, I've got a cute little template that I'll paste in the comments below. Please feel free to use that. And I would love for you guys to take a photo of like one day that you have planned and post it in the thread below, in the comments below. That would be awesome if you could do that. I would love, love, love if you could do that. And this helps us with 2 things. Number 1, I'm gonna keep you accountable. So I'm gonna be like, well, you said that you would do it and now I need to see your comment proving that you've done it. Number 2, it also motivates other people to do it. So people might be reading what you've popped on your daily schedule and they're like, oh, I really want to do that too. And they might get into it. So you might motivate someone else, which might be really cool. Marie has said, with isolation, everything I do at home or outside, I tell myself it's exercise. Fair enough. I think sometimes walking to the fridge is exercise. As long as you're moving your body and you're not sitting still for super long periods of time without movement, right? I think as long as you're healthily moving your body, I think that's great. All right, so I would love for you guys to do that for me, that schedule, and I'm gonna keep you like accountable for everyone that was watching this. And yeah, to get a little bit like behavior consultant on you. The reason why we respond so well to schedules is, like I said, it like keeps us accountable, that sort of thing, but it's also a prompt for us, right? So have you ever heard of prompts like visual prompts and gestural prompts and physical prompts? And so it's a prompt. So if you think about a young kid getting into forming habits of brushing his teeth before he goes to bed, right? This is a great example. So say a child is learning that they need to brush their teeth before going to bed. So when they first start out, you know, it might require a little bit of a physical prompt. Mum might need to help them into the bathroom to brush their teeth. Eventually they start getting used to that and it just requires a verbal prompt. So mum just says, oh no, go brush your teeth before bed. And, you know, a little bit of a verbal prompt. Eventually mum can just be like pointing to the bathroom as a reminder for them to go brush their teeth in the bathroom before bedtime, right? So there's a reduced amount of prompting as the child gets used to this new activity or this new task that they do. 100% the same with us as grown humans when we are making new habits or we are, trying to like structure in new activities or new habits for ourselves. We will, yes, initially require prompts, and that's us writing it down on a schedule. Eventually, that is not something that we are going to need, right? Eventually, we will just naturally want to spontaneously schedule in or do things for ourselves, spontaneously go and make time for ourselves to do things that make us happy, right? That's just how it'll work. So initially, we're writing things down. We're not going to have to do that forever. That's not something that our brains are going to need forever for us to be able to take care of ourselves. Okay, so I would love to finish this bad boy off, this little session. I've made it in time, which I'm so proud of myself for, because I do chat so much, and I appreciate for all of you watching and tuning in and tuning out when you can. I would just like to give you guys a little bit of a reminder. I think when it comes to self-care and it comes to taking care of yourself, guys, it is something that is so important. It is not something that is just luxurious and for the people that have the time and the money to do it. It's for everyone. Self-care is for everyone. It's for everyone that can, you know, has the ability to do something for themselves that they like. All right, so I'm here to tell you that self-care looks like a million different types of things, right? My self-care right now, drinking a glass of wine while I chat to you beautiful humans. My favorite form of self-care, and you're gonna laugh at me so much, but give me a hey if you agree. My favorite form of self-care ever after a long day of work is to come home and watch ridiculous reality TV. right? Like Love Island, or what's that new one? There's a new one that's like Love Island and it's terrible but so good. And The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise and what else do I watch? Everything on Hey You. So I am just a huge fan of watching those things, not because I really like stupid television, but that's my form of self-care. Watching that helps me switch my brain off, helps me calm down, and helps me just like settle with all of the feelings that I've got about my day, and just not really a distraction, but just a calming tool. So watching reality TV makes me feel calm and is my favorite form of self-care. For other people, it might be different. It might be indulging in a wine and having a bit of chocolate. It might be going for a quick walk outside. It might be making a cuppa. It might be going to your favorite coffee shop and treating yourself to a coffee every now and again because you know that it makes you happy. I really want you guys to know that it's not something that's this luxurious thing that you can only do if you've got like a certain amount of money. You can 100% still do it, even if you are in a situation where you're poor for time or you don't really have the funds to be spending money on it. Okay, so I am so excited to see your little schedules. I'm very excited, and I will make sure that I pop the template in the comments below. But before I wrap this up, I've got a couple of you still watching, which is great. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions about anything that I've mentioned, about just anything in general, anything to do with self-care or motivation or anything. So I'll just stay on here for just a second. I'll have a sip of wine and you guys let me know if you've got any queries at all, because I'm here to answer them. All right. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you and you beautiful women that were commenting throughout. That was gorgeous. I really appreciate the interaction. There's nothing worse than speaking at people. It's like my worst thing to do. So I really love interacting back and forth with people, and it's something that I love and I miss. I miss doing workshops and, you know, having that back and forth, you know, conversation with a bunch of women and a bunch of men, and it's something, yeah, that I really get a lot out of. Guys, if you can take one thing away from this video, well, actually, there's a lot of things I'd like you to take away. But if I could choose just one thing, I would love for you to understand that self-care is whatever you need it to be. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you are 100% in control of how happy you make yourself. Okay. Oh, I love that. So Maria's asked, am I going to present again? Marie, at this stage, I am not. However, if it's requested of me, I might contact Julian and the team again and see if there's maybe something else that I could be chatting about. So I will let you guys know, and I'll post on the Live Egg group if I do happen to do anything else again. However, I do a bunch of different online things and in-person things through the Wanderlust stage. So please feel free to contact me through there, or even just put a little comment below and I'll send you through a message. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hey Michelle, I love that you joined in on the end. You take care of yourselves tonight. Michelle just said, I'm sure we'll find something for you. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, take care of yourselves tonight. If you are going to plan your schedule for the week ahead, please do that and comment below with your schedule. That make me so happy. And if not, just do something for yourself tonight that's just going to make you feel good, and that is good for your soul, okay? Right? You have control over that. So just do something nice for yourself tonight that you will thank yourself for. All right, that's me. I'm out. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I see your beautiful faces again soon. Again, any questions or anything, just pop them in the comments below. You take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.